Hey everybody, welcome back to Hi, Cooking with Chewy. Anyway, got another easy one for you, another Instapot recipe. Beef stroganoff. Super simple. Man, you guys should smell this stuff. The mushrooms, the beef, the garlic. Oh, dude. Wait till you try this stuff. So let's hit the cutting board and check this out. Super simple to do. All right, everything you need. Instapot beef stroganoff. Got about 2 pounds of beef. I've got a whole medium-sized cut-up onion. I'm going to end up using probably about 2.5 to 3 cups of this beef broth, about a tablespoon of some brown mustard, tablespoon of some Worcestershire sauce, Worcestershire, yeah, watch your sister. I've got 4 cloves of garlic that I cut up, and then I've also got 4 cloves of minced garlic. Got about a half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of white pepper. I got about a tablespoon and a half of some paprika. I've got sour cream. This is a little bit of cornstarch. I'm going to be adding this to water later. A touch of sherry, a little bit of olive oil. And just because I really like mushrooms, I got 3 different kinds going here. I got regular white button, I got some creminis, and I've also got some shiitakes that are dehydrated when I got them. So I've got them soaking in some water, rehydrating. So just throw everything together, real easy to do. All right, now time to throw all this together. First thing I got to do, I got my Instapot here. I came down, I set it on the saute setting. So we're gonna saute our onions and pre-cook our mushrooms just a little bit. So I'll throw a little bit of olive oil in there, probably about a tablespoon's worth. And I'm gonna take my onions, I'm gonna throw those in there and we're gonna let those start cooking. All right, I got my onions in here, starting to saute a little bit. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my fresh mushrooms in. So these are gonna take up a lot of room until they cook down. And just give it a stir. Should get everything coated in the oil and the onion juice. Right about now would also probably be a good time to throw in the crushed garlic and your sliced garlic. Give this a quick stir. All right, mushrooms and our onions are starting to cook down just a little bit. They've reduced in volume. Onions are starting to become translucent. The mushrooms are starting to get somewhat tender and not quite cooked all the way through yet. Now, as you can tell, I did not put in my shiitakes. I'm setting those aside. I'm putting those at the very end. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to pull my liner out. And all of these veggies, putting in one bowl, and we're just going to set them aside. You know, you hear all these people say, man, I wish there was smell-o-vision and everything else, but man, with all this garlic and onion, I really wish you guys had smell-o-vision. All right, now I'll take my liner, put it back in the Instapot. It's still on saute, so we're going to let that warm back up just a little bit. Add just a little bit of oil to the bottom of the pan. All right, whatever garlic and onions left in there is fine. It's starting to get a little hot now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my beef. Now I'm just going to start popping it down in there. You're going to get a little bit of a sear on this. Now you can use any kind of cut of beef you like. I am actually using a beef rump roast that I cut up into strips. Good thing about using a pressure cooker, just make sure any kind of tough meat, it'll make it nice and tender. All right, we got all our meat in there. Give it just a quick little stir. Some more of that. All right, we're gonna let our meat go in here. We're gonna keep moving it around so it doesn't stick. If you got a little bit stick to the bottom of the pan, that's fine. That's just extra flavor. What we're trying to do is get most of our meat pretty well browned. Help seal in the flavor of that beef just a little bit. So we're going to let that cook for just a couple minutes and we'll be right back. Alright, looks like most of our meat now is getting a nice brown on it. What I like to do is come in, just a shot of cooking sherry, you know. A little bit for the pan, a little bit for the chef. Or put the rest in the pan. Now you can use a sherry, you can use a wine. Just gives an extra little layer of flavor to the final product. That's stirred in. Gonna add our onions and mushrooms. This time we're gonna add all of the shiitakes back in there as well. All right, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add in my dry spices, my salt, my pepper, and my paprika. I'm gonna give this probably a good tablespoon some spicy brown Dijon style mustard. All right, now I'm going to take some of my Watch Your Sister sauce, Worcestershire, Worcestershire, however you guys want to say it, it's up to you. I'm going to give it a good, probably 2 tablespoons worth. All right, now I'm going to add in probably about 3 to 4 cups worth of broth, just until the vegetables start to cover, because this is going to make a little bit of juice on its own when the meat cooks and the vegetables start cooking down a little bit. This was a 32-ounce box, so that's 4 cups of fluid right there. So that I'm just going to add just a little bit more. Yeah, that should be about it. Now we're going to take everything, give it a quick stir up. Make sure everything's real well mixed together before we put the lid on this thing. Oh man, this stuff smells wonderful already. All right. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to turn this thing off of the saute mode. I'm going to go to manual mode. And I'm going to set my timer for 15 minutes. Make sure my vent's on sealing. And we'll come back right before the timer goes off. All right, now that the timer has gone off, it's gone its full 15 minutes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this thing over to vent, let it do its thing until it's done, and as soon as it's done venting, we'll come right back. Okay, now we just got to wait for the pin to drop out of the safety switch and we can open it up. As soon as that happens, we will be right back at it. Okay, pin just dropped down, so let's open it up, take a peek. Oh yeah. Let's give this stuff a stir, see how it looks. Oh yeah, all them mushrooms. Nice big chunks of meat in there. Lots of onion. All right. Now, what I usually like to do is I will hit the cancel button, put this thing on saute just for a minute so it keeps the temperature up. And I'm going to start by adding my sour cream. Now I got about 1.5 cups of sour cream here. So just get that all in there. Now the sauce is going to thicken up when you put the sour cream in it. The only reason I use cornstarch and water is just in case it doesn't thicken up to my liking. Gotta make sure you mix everything real good. Once I get this all mixed up, I'll bring you right back. All right, now that we got this stirred up, I got my little cornstarch and water slurry. Give it a quick mix. I'm going to pour a little bit in at a time, just until we get the right consistency we want. It's like it might actually take the whole amount. And you got to remember, this is going to thicken just a little bit as it cooks. So we're ready to plate this up. We'll bring it right back. All right, now to get this plated up, I usually serve mine some nice egg noodles. Make sure you get the wide ones, they hold the sauce better. Oh yeah, that gravy's looking nice and thick. Reach down, scoop some of that up. Make sure you get a couple pieces of beef with all these mushrooms. Just like that, a little extra sauce on the top. Doesn't that look good? Let's go give it a taste test, see how it is. All right, time to give this stuff a taste test. Check this stuff out, man. Doesn't that look amazing? Oh yeah, mushrooms galore. Garlic smell, oh man. Yeah, I'm digging into this one now. Nice piece of beef, some mushroom, a little bit of that gravy. Oh yeah, meat's nice and tender. Seasoning soaked all the way through it. Noodles are the perfect vehicle for the gravy. Anyway, definitely give this stuff a try. You won't regret it. It's killer. Don't forget, like what you see, don't forget that thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button if you made it this far. And as always, remember, never trust a skinny cook.